Good morning and welcome to today's video. It is Wednesday when I usually do my pet pairings, but since I just posted a pet pairing video, I figured maybe we can do something different. We are still going to be using a Pet McGrath palette. You've seen already on the thumbnail. I'm going to use my Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction, but I'm going to title the video something in the lines of beautiful makeup that I haven't used in a while, because I realized there are a couple of products in my collection that I really love and I haven't used in a while. So let's get started on the makeup look and chat a little bit about my current makeup wish list. Starting off with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, which is just decanted in here. So first and foremost, we've already talked several times about the new green Prada powder, and finally yesterday officially, the Prada Beauty Instagram announced the release of the primer and the powder. So I'm guessing that only now is it really starting to roll out globally, because prior to that I think it was available in a couple of places, but by far it was not released, you know, in many countries, and I don't still think that it's released in Europe. Yesterday when I looked on the European / redirected to the Dutch website for Prada, I could not still see the powder, but I'm guessing that now that it's been officially, you know, announced and released, it's just a matter of days. I noticed that a couple of these releases that I had been waiting for really started rolling out once September hit, so I think it's just, you know, a matter of days. It's a bit of a bummer if I order it and then, you know, I'm away next week, so I won't get the chance to try it ASAP, but you know, then I have something really wonderful to look forward to when I get back from Dublin. If you didn't watch my previous video, just for context, next week I'm going to a congress in Dublin and I'll be there the whole week. So the Prada powder still on my wish list. In the meantime, I keep changing my mind about what I want to order besides the new powder from the Prada Beauty website, because I love Prada's makeup beauty line and I'm always looking forward to getting something else from it. I'm going to do my usual mix of the Liquid Vanish from Hourglass in the shade Buff and the MAC Face and Body in the shade NC25. I actually think I'm going to retire this by the end of the week, because there's very little left in here, and I realize that this is currently the oldest, or one of the oldest foundations that I have in my collection, because the foundation from MAC is from the year when I was pregnant, so that's 2018. It's been a while, and since it's almost finished and it's not really a foundation that I use like a ton, I think I'm just going to declutter it by the end of the month or something like that. Like next time I do some sort of a roundup and empties, and it seems unlikely that I will be able to do one now for the months of July and August, and I don't think I will include it in July and August, but I think for the next one, for like September or something, I will probably include it in my empties, even if there's still a few drops left in there. If there's something left in there, it's fine, because I've actually used up most of it by now and it served me really well. I'm extremely happy that I got so much use out of the Hourglass Liquid Vanish, and I think I will continue to get a lot of use out of it, because I think I will start mixing it with my other foundations, like the Prada foundation, the NARS light reflecting. Anyway, continuing on my Prada makeup wish list, so I also really want to get another one of their quads, because I absolutely love their eyeshadow formula. I've come to the conclusion recently that there are some types of eyeshadow formulas that I really am very attracted to, and I feel like they really work well for my skin. So, you know, my beloved Baked Gelée formulas from Pat, from Guerlain, from Bobbi Brown, I absolutely love those. Something else that I really love is the formula of the Lancome Melissa Eldridge type mattes, those like creamier latexy type masks that are not super powdery. Love those. And the Prada ones, which are in that same like latexy sort of like cream to powder formula. I'm going to mix my concealers as well, the Lancome Tainty Doll with the NYX Serum Concealer, Bear With Me Serum Concealer. And in other news, Prada, ironically, just after I talked about it last time in my video, that I would really love for them to expand their eyeshadow range a little bit, maybe do something limited edition for holidays, and what do you know, a few days later they announced that they are releasing a limited edition eyeshadow palette for the holidays. With that said, based on the photo that I saw of this quad, I am not entirely convinced that I will buy it, because on the photos the colors themselves don't look very special. I just don't know. I will have to see swatches and something that is a little bit more convincing than the photo that I saw online. The photo that I saw online looks okay, but not a run out and buy it ASAP. But I have enough time to, you know, think about it, see swatches, because these are only releasing, I want to say the date was 5th or 6th of November, sometime in November, so not anytime soon. So in the meantime, I keep putting quads from Prada in and out of my cart and not being able to decide which one I want. So they have 6 eyeshadow palettes in their core range, and the ones that I am the most attracted to, besides the one that I bought, so I have the shade Pure, the one with the blue and all the warmish tones. I love that. I got so much use out of this palette in the past couple of months, I think more than I anticipated myself. But anyway, besides that, I had in my cart for the longest time the, I don't know the names of these. Is it Poetry or the one with the purple? There's one with like neutral browns and a purple, and I really wanted that one because purple is a, you know, accent color that I do wear. However, since I bought Lancome Nude Sculptural, my itch for this type of formula, like neutral brown eyeshadows in this type of formula, has been somewhat satisfied. So now I'm longing for something different. So I've decided to put the other quad that was always in my mind, which is one, excuse me, let me grab my little kabuki here. I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder to set the foundation. Is the quad that has like the orangey coral shade and the taupish brownish neutral shades and that darkest shade which has a bit of like a plummy aubergine tint to it. I really like the look of the neutrals in that palette. Next up, let me pull out a product that I've had in my backup drawer for a while and I tried yesterday for the first time and I was quite shocked, frankly. This is the Benefit. This is the first time that I'm trying like a Benefit brow product. This is the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. So this thing is a clear brow gel, which is what I love because I've had my Too Faced Laminating Brow Wax. This stuff is amazing. And I want to say Martina or Blair from Simply Blair, one of the two recommended the Benefit product, and I thought, oh great, I haven't tried Benefit brow products, I've heard they're great. So yesterday I used this gel, and it is far more liquid compared to the one, I don't know whether you can see, to the one from Too Faced. The one from Too Faced is thicker off the bat, it's more like a wax, really like a wax. This is like a gel, and it has a very weird spoolie, which is like sort of flat, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to use it. The problem is, I used it yesterday, and it did zilch, nothing. Didn't move a single brow hair off of my face. Like, I usually like to use these kind of products to like sort of like brush upwards and create that like laminated brow effect. I don't know whether I was using it wrong, so I will use it again today to see whether I'm just, you know, doing something wrong that I should be doing differently. But yesterday I felt like I used this and it literally did absolutely nothing. I feel like this is working a little bit better today actually. Okay, so maybe I was just using the product wrong yesterday. Today I'm happy with the result. If they also stay in this shape is the question. With the Too Faced Laminating Brow Wax, my brows really stay quite laminated throughout most of the day. Let's see how long this one is actually going to hold up. I think I'm going to have a little Chanel moment on my cheeks. So I'm going to take the Chanel Cream Bronzer, the very old one that only came in this one shade. And I am going to use that to bronze up a little bit. Before I forget, because if I get distracted by other things, I think I'm going to forget it. Let's quickly chat about the new Lisa Eldridge release. So we've already seen sneak peeks by Lisa Eldridge herself. And for those of you who are in her Emerald tier, meaning that you have basically donated your left kidney to Lisa Eldridge, you will have received also the email announcing that today, the 4th of September, will be sort of like an early release for her Emerald tier member, so we are going to have first dibs on the new products. And the new products are going to be liquid matte eyeshadows and a new palette. And the palette is called Fawn, and it's supposedly going to be like a fall, neutral, low-key, chill kind of color story. I've seen sneak peeks of the palette, and I can say that the sneak peek really spoke to me, but the sneak peek had a pretty bad like photo resolution, because technically the palette hasn't really been released yet. So there have been no official actual swatches or pictures, so I would like to see maybe those from Lisa Eldridge herself, or like on the website when she gives us the early release access, before I make up my mind about the Fawn palette. And ironically, something that I would never have told you like a year ago, I'm actually quite curious about her neutral liquid eyeshadows. I think those might be quite interesting to try. So I might pick up 1 or 2 colors of those and even take them along to Dublin with me next week, because they sound like, you know, the perfect pair. A liquid matte with a liquid shimmer eyeshadow. Fantastic. Love the idea. But I will see what colors she releases, what colors speak to me, and I will you will see in an upcoming video what I decided to get. As I said, we're sticking with Chanel, so I'm going to take the limited edition blush from last fall. So this is the shade Beige et Coral, this beautiful fall release from last year in this gorgeous like pumpkin-y kind of color, and it has the beautiful embossing of the autumnal leaves. I really like this blush, and again, I don't know why I never think of it. For some reason I associate it with fall and I don't use it during the summer, which is really stupid because it's just a beautiful like orangey coral shade, honestly. So I will see what I get from Lisa Eldridge, but I am very excited for this release and I would like to pick up a few items. The item that I'm the most unsure about, honestly, is the actual eyeshadow palette. I think I will pick up 1 or 2 colors from the liquid eyeshadows, but I'm not entirely sure that I want to get the palette. I just realized I actually hope that if I order from Lisa, the stuff will be delivered before I go to Dublin, because I leave on Monday, meaning that the latest they should arrive is Saturday. And sometimes with new releases you order something and they only ship from a certain date, so I'm actually unsure that I'll be able to take the new products to Dublin. But anyway, going to take another limited edition product from Chanel from last year. This was for their holiday collection. This is Precious Coral, one of the oversized highlighters. Again, a product that I haven't really used in a while for some reason, and I think it's going to fit absolutely perfectly with the look that we're going for today. So that was my Lisa Eldridge new upcoming release wish list. Something that I already purchased is one of the new Hermes fall lipsticks. Hermes released a beautiful like fall collection. The eyeshadow palette looks beautiful in terms of the colors. I've mentioned it several times. The arrangement of the pans in those palettes hurts my eyeballs and my brain so much that I will never spend so much money on something that I think is aesthetically ugly. Sad, because I would have really liked to try their eyeshadow formula. You know, on the upside, I don't have to spend 100 euros on 4 eyeshadows in palette packaging that is not completely, you know, my favorite. Like, I love the aesthetic of Hermes products, but as I've mentioned previously, their bronzer, their blush, you know, and their eyeshadow palettes, which are housed in the same sort of component, they don't feel as luxurious as their lipsticks. To me, their lipsticks remain the thing that is the absolute most worth product to invest in, because the component of the lipsticks is a piece, like a masterpiece of art. It is beautiful, they're luxurious, they're hefty, they're pieces that you can keep because they're lipsticks. Their lipsticks are refillable. So is the rest of their makeup, FYI, but their lipsticks are refillable, meaning that that beautiful component you can have forever and ever and just refill it with different colors. It's a different story how many refills they actually have on their website, because when I checked in the beginning of the year they had a lot of refills, and now suddenly there are like 3 refills left from their satin lipstick formula. However, in good news, something that I should probably mention about Hermes, they are now going to be offered, like the makeup beauty line of Hermes is going to be offered on Cult Beauty, which is awesome, because if they include it in their sales, or you can use like a coupon code on it, like 20% off, that would be amazing, because on the Hermes website I've always bought things full price. Because of course Hermes is not the kind of brand that you can expect sales from. I'm going to melt all the powders on my face using a little bit of Fix Plus by MAC, and then we can move on to the eyeshadow look. So I ordered, like I said, one of the new limited edition lipsticks. Originally I was going to buy the shade oh gosh, something with Napa in the name, like a slightly like rosewoody wine kind of color. But the more I look at the pictures, the more I think it's very, very close in tone to Blush by Lisa Eldridge, Velvet Blush. And I don't know that it can get any better than Blush from Lisa Eldridge, so I thought let me get something that is different. So I decided to go for the color that is described as, you know, earthy clay type of shade. It's called Beige Double E. It's one of the matte lipsticks, and I ordered it yesterday, so I really hope that that's going to arrive by the end of the week. Okay, getting started on the eye look, and the first thing I'm going to do is apply the lightest brown in the Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction palette, so this one here, all over my lid as a base, and blend it through the crease, just using a fluffy blending brush. This is, by the way, a whole look that I've done before, maybe except for like the face up products, the bronzer, blush, highlighter, because I'm pretty sure I've used something different before. But the eye look and the lipstick I've paired previously, and I loved the whole vibe so much that I thought I absolutely will recreate this look at some point, and I was wearing actually the same top. Anyway, so I picked up that lipstick from Hermes and I can't wait to get it. The outside packaging looks beautiful. The shade description of the lipstick sounded very appealing to me. I love like clay colored lipsticks, like something that's like beige, brown with a bit of yellow and a bit of like those earthy tones. Absolutely delightful. And I can't wait to get it and show it to you. So that's coming. And what else do I have on my wish list? Oh yes, finally the new Dior cream, stick foundation and stick contours have been released on our retail stores here on Douglas and Issy Paris. They released basically together on both websites on September 1st. That's why I said a lot of these brands seem to just be releasing things on September 1st here in Europe at least. So I already have one of the contour sticks from Dior in my cart. I have the shade Tan, which seems like a very warm shade. However, I do think that a lot of that warmth also comes from the fact that Tan is the only warmer shade in the range, and it is swatched next to the other three shades which appear extremely cool toned. Originally I was going to buy the shade Light, but then I saw Sonia demo that shade, Sonia Butler, and I think Sonia and I are closer in coloring than, for instance, Martina and I, who also has the shade Light. And on Martina that shade looks great. It looks like a bronze / contour. On Sonia it literally looked gray. And I am really afraid that it's going to look like this on me as well. I don't do well with like very gray toned contour shades. They just look like unnatural dirt on me. So I decided not to go for that shade. But then if you look at the other shades, the shade 2 is warmer, the shade 3 is basically like a deeper version of the light shade, so it's also quite cool toned, and the deepest shade is just too deep for me. So really the only option that I'm left with is that Tan shade. And I'll be honest with you, I keep going back and forth on whether I even want to buy that contour, because I frankly don't need it, not one bit, and also not in a color that is a bit, you know, more mundane. Like we all have a somewhat warm cream bronzer, right? I really think what's getting me here is the really positive reviews that both the stick foundation and the contour have been getting. I currently have no plans or interest in the stick foundation because I had the stick foundation from Hourglass. I did not get along with that stick foundation. It's a beautiful foundation, but on me, some days it performed beautifully and some days it looked like a greasy mess, and I could never tell why. So I actually decluttered that foundation. I was not able to use it up entirely. I'm going to take a somewhat smaller pencil brush now and go into the deeper brown shade here. And I'm going to basically line a little bit here in my lash line and a bit the outer corner. I'm going to define the outer corner a bit with that shade as well. And the most important part is I just don't enjoy the process of applying a stick foundation, you know? I just don't like the experience. I feel like they just don't blend quite as nicely as a liquid foundation. I have to put more effort, I don't know how much to put, and you know, I'm just, after the Hourglass fiasco, I'm not willing to try a stick foundation for the moment. It will take a lot for me to be convinced to try another one again, so that I have no interest in. So I'm left with the contour sticks, and because everyone's raving about the formula, I think I'm more, you know, interested in the formula than anything else. So we will see. I'm also, like I said, very cheap. I refuse to pay full price for any of these products that I'm talking about now, so I'm waiting for those retail stores to have one of their 25% shopping nights so that I can purchase these products. I am not purchasing them full price, that you can bet on. So by the time they have one of those sales, I might actually have talked myself out of the Dior contour stick. We shall see. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of NYX glitter glue to apply on my moving lid, and then we're going to apply, of course, one of the beautiful topper shades from, well, two of the topper shades from Pat's palette. And the final product that I have in my cart is from Chanel. And the final product that I currently have on my wishlist is from Chanel, and it is one of their new Joux Contrasté Intense Cream 2 Powder Blushes, because I'm just dying to try that formula. The colors are nice, you know, but nothing all that special. It's really the formula that everyone is raving about that I want to try. Alright, going into Brow Seduction again, and I'm first going to apply a layer of the bronzy gold shade here and then a layer of this one. First I'm going to apply the rose goldy shade, because that just looks so beautiful over top of that brown. Look at that, gorgeous. So the final product, like I said, that Chanel blush, and I was doubting a little bit about which shade I want. Initially I was pretty convinced that Beige Eclatant would be the shade that I want, so that's the beigey, warmish, bronzy, peachy kind of color. But the more I looked at the shades, the more I realized that the shade Rose Radiant actually looks a bit more unique and quite nice. It looks to be a bit like that cinnamon tone to it, but with a bit of a rosiness, so I'm intrigued by this shade. So I think if I order one of these, and I think it's likely that I will because I'm just very intrigued by the formula, it will be the shade Rose Radiant. Okay, going to take a little bit of Astral Luna Gold now, but like a tiny bit. And just layer a tiny bit of that over top of the Rose Gold shade. But not going overboard, I just want sort of like a mix of the two, but I want the rose gold shade really to be the star of the show here. I'm cleaning off the pencil brush just so I can apply a little bit of the Skin Show shade here as an inner corner highlight, and afterwards I'm just going to take this shade here to apply on my lower lashes. Nothing special there. So what is on your wish list, guys? What are you getting from these new releases? What have you already gotten? I know that a bunch of you have already gotten that Prada powder because we talked about it extensively in my comment section. Have you picked up those new Chanel blushes? Are they really all that special? Which color did you get? What do you think about it? What would you recommend, knowing my color preferences? And most of all, is it really that special? Same for the Dior contour sticks, by the way. Are they really that special? Do I really need to try them? I figured we can do lips together because I do actually have something new that I haven't shown you yet, and I would love to get your input on that. I'm first going to apply a little bit of my MAC Prep and Prime lip primer. I'm a huge fan of this product. I'm going to line my lips with Ribbon by Lisa Eldridge. And for lipstick today I'm going to use one of the summer limited edition colors from Hermes. This is the shade Rouge Cinétique, which is a gorgeous tomato red, this color. But in order to sort of like help me apply this lipstick, I'm going to show you something new that I got from Lisa Eldridge that I decided that I needed all of a sudden on a whim a couple of months ago. So this is the Lisa Eldridge lip brush. And I purchased this thinking it would be great with my velvets, with my matte lipsticks, you know, in order to work them into my lips as a bit of a stain, so that they stay like really well on my lips throughout the day. So I'm going to apply a little bit of the lipstick and then I'm going to spread it around with the brush. So I usually just apply a little bit in the center and then I use the brush to smudge out the color on the rest of my lips. However, here is the catch. This brush is over 30 euros. I want to say maybe it was even close to 40 euros. And I don't know that it does a better job than my fingers. Usually when I use, like very often when I use my velvets or matte lipsticks like the one from Hermes today, I will actually apply a layer and then I will smoosh it with my fingers. And that's something Pat McGrath does, for example. I think she even like applies lipstick, like full-on applies lipstick with her fingers. I cannot possibly apply a red lipstick to my fingers with my fingers without making myself look like a clown. I really need an outline. But except for getting here in the corners really well, I don't know that this brush does anything more special than what my fingers can already do. And yes, I don't have to get my fingers dirty, I can get the brush dirty. But I'm just wondering, does anyone have this brush and what do you think about it? And is there like a special way to use it in which I would feel really impressed by it and more impressed by it than just using my fingers, which is for free? I'm going to apply just a little tiny second layer of Rouge Vignette now. And again, applying it more to the center area, and then I am going to use the brush to smoosh it around. Of course, I shall not tease you and I will show you this look under artificial lighting because obviously it is going to be sparkly and delicious. And this is a wider shot of the whole look. I'm very sorry that the door of my walk-in closet is open. I had to keep it open because Her Majesty Mona is actually in the closet. Not metaphorically, just literally. So, I hope that you like the look. I love this look. I've done this look before and I absolutely loved it. I love the combination of Bronze Seduction with this shade of lipstick from Hermes. Like any other red lipstick would have worked, obviously, but I just really wanted to use the one from Hermes because I should use it more often. It's so beautiful, it was so expensive. Do let me know what you thought about this look. I'm curious to hear what your current makeup wish list is, what is on the top 3 priority of your makeup wish list. Let's talk about that. As usual, thank you so much for watching. I hope we're going to see each other one more time before Dublin, but like I said, no promises. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye!